Students, let's understand today about solute, solvent, solution and solubility. So ma'am has kept here, you see, this is powder of gram, or we call it gram flour or besan in Hindi. Okay, so this is powdered gram. Then I am having salt. You can see easily this is salt. Then you can see ma'am is having sugar. Then ma'am is having salt. No, sorry, this is soil. Soil is there in this container. So there are 4 items taken, that is salt, soil, sugar and gram flour. These 4 items are taken for our today's solubility test. Now these things, as you can see, these are solid items. All of them are solids. So these are actually solutes which we are going to mix. These are called as solute which we are going to mix in liquid, that is water. Water is taken here in the containers. You can see water. So water is there. We are going to mix these solutes in water. Containers of water ma'am has kept. So in these water containers we will try to mix these solutes. So this water which is there is taken as the solvent. So liquid in which we dissolve the solute, that is known as a solvent. So these are the solvents. Now water, students, you know, it is also called as universal solvent because it dissolves most of the substances get dissolved in water. So water is said to be a universal solvent. Now I will try to dissolve one by one each of these solutes in this water which is the universal solvent. So first I have taken this sugar. I am taking 1 teaspoonful of sugar, you can see, and I am going to dissolve it in water which is present here, this water. So what I will do, I have added sugar in it and I am trying to stir it to dissolve it. So students, you can see it. This sugar ma'am has added in water and I am trying to dissolve this sugar in water. So I will have to stir it continuously to dissolve the sugar in water. I will see whether it is getting dissolved in water or not. So as I keep on dissolving, I see that some of the sugar has dissolved. You can see some of the sugar is still left behind. So I will keep it like this and I will continue with my other solutes and then I will come back to sugar to check it whether it has dissolved in water or not. Okay students? Because sugar is taking time to dissolve in water. So let me keep it aside. Now I have taken this. This is your gram flour or besan which is present in everybody's house. So I am taking water and I am trying to dissolve this gram flour. Again I have taken this 1 teaspoon and I am dissolving it in water here. You can see I am trying to dissolve this gram flour in water. See, again stirring has to be done to dissolve this gram flour in water. Let me check whether it's getting dissolved or not. Again what I will do, I will, because I am able to see some lumps of gram flour in it. They are there, as you can see. I hope all of you are seeing this. See, so I will keep it aside for some time and then I will observe it after dissolving other things. Okay students, now let me check with my other solutes. So I have got here salt. I hope all of you are able to see salt. and I will take water and I will dissolve this 1 spoon of salt in water. Actually, I have taken same amount of this solvent, liquid or water. Water, I told, it is universal solvent. So I have taken it in same amount in all the vessels or all my containers. See, I am dissolving salt and you see salt has disappeared. I am not able to see any salt in this now. You can see. See this? No salt is visible in this container. So salt has properly dissolved and I have got a salt solution here. Okay, salt solution is obtained and I am not able to see any salt in this water. So I have got a solution of salt in water. It has mixed thoroughly in water. I hope all of you are able to see this. Now, next what I will take, I have taken here some soil. Now, instead of soil, you can take sand also for doing this experiment. You can take sand and you can see what happens with sand. So, when I have taken sand, then you see what is the sand or soil, whatever I can take. You can take and you can take 1 teaspoonful of this and dissolve it in water like this. So when you try to dissolve sand or soil in water, let's see the change. What is happening? It's still visible in water. It has not disappeared like salt disappeared in water. Students, I hope you are able to see. Now what I will do, I will observe. I am keeping the solutes at the back side and then I am showing you the solutions which I have formed. So you see this. This was salt in water. Salt has completely disappeared. So I can say salt dissolves in water. Okay, students. Now this is your gram flour. Gram flour, you see, when I have stirred it, again it has come on the top. And remaining parts of gram flour you can see here. I hope you can see. The remaining parts of gram flour have settled down. There is a layer of gram flour formed here at the bottom. From all sides I will show you, there is a layer of gram flour formed here. On the top there is water here and at the bottom there is a layer of gram flour formed. So gram flour or besan has not dissolved in water. It has separated out. It has settled at the bottom of the water. You can see on the top we can see water. In water also the color has changed and gram flour has settled down at the bottom here. So we can conclude that gram flour will not dissolve in water. It is insoluble in water. Now come to this. This is your sugar and I am trying to dissolve sugar in water. See, most of the sugar has now disappeared. I am stirring it continuously because sugar takes time to dissolve in water. You know, students, why these dissolve in water? Actually, molecules of sugar and salt which have dissolved in water is actually able to go in between the molecules of water. Water is made of hydrogen and oxygen, and the sugar molecules or salt molecules are able to get in between in the intermolecular spaces between the molecules of water. That's why the sugar is dissolving. You see, sugar is not there left. No sugar is left. So I have got a sugar solution. You can see from the bottom also. No sugar is left now in this and I have got a sugar solution. So sugar has completely dissolved in water. Now come to this soil in water. You see, soil has settled down. If I stir it, it will come again up. There is a layer of water here on the top and there is a layer of soil here at the bottom. So soil has also settled down just like gram floor. Or sand, if you take, it will also happen the same thing. That sand or soil will settle down and water is visible on the top. So this process, you know students, this settling down of soil or sand at the bottom is called as sedimentation, which you will study in your next chapter. Okay, so soil has settled down here and we can get the water here. Now this water we can take out and filter it to get clean water, as it is done when water is collected from water bodies and then sent to our households in the public water supply system. So we can say that soil or sand is insoluble in water. Same way this gram flour, or you can take here, instead of gram flour you could have taken here atta, that is wheat flour, or maida, and it will also show the same result, or rice flour also will show the same result. So these have settled down and formed a separate layer, you can see. In both cases they have settled down and formed a separate layer in water. So they are insoluble in water because their molecules are not able to enter in between the molecules of water. So these soil and gram flour are insoluble in water. So we can say gram flour and your soil or sand which you take, they are insoluble solutes in the solvent water. Then we can conclude that these two, that is your sugar, and here I have taken sugar solution and this is salt solution. So sugar and salt are not at all visible. If I remove the spoons also, you can see they are not at all visible. So both sugar and salt are soluble in water. These both are soluble in water. So sugar and salt are soluble solutes in the solvent, which is the water. So we have got a good solution of sugar and salt here, but this two, that is soil and your gram flour, they are insoluble in water, while sugar and salt are soluble in water. So by this you can understand the property of solubility. Means some substances are soluble in water while some substances are insoluble in water. So based on this, whether it is soluble or whether it is insoluble, we will use the various substances or various objects. If we want to make a solution, we will have to take a solute which is soluble. While if we don't want to make a solution, then we can take an insoluble solute. So based on the properties of solubility, we use the various substances or various objects in our daily life. So I hope you have understood the property of solubility through this experiment. Thank you.